Imagine being one of the greatest athletes on the planet, yet still being part of a club so exclusive that only 9 members exist in over 100 years. This is the 2,000-yard club. These 9 men changed football forever, and today we're showing you exactly how they did it. Number 1, O.J. Simpson, the pioneer. The legend began in 1973 when Buffalo Bills running back O.J. Simpson made history that had never been seen before in professional football. Nobody had ever rushed for 2,000 yards in an NFL season. The league was 53 years old, and this milestone had never been accomplished. Simpson didn't just break the barrier, he shattered it with 2,003 yards in just 14 games, averaging an incredible 143.1 yards per game. That's nearly 6 yards on every single carry. Simpson won the MVP award and Offensive Player of the Year, setting a standard that would define excellence for decades. What makes the Juice's achievement even more legendary is that every single player who joined the club after him needed 16 or 17 games to reach 2,000 yards. Simpson did it faster, in fewer games, cementing his legacy as arguably the greatest rushing season ever recorded in professional football history. Number 2. Eric Dickerson, the record holder. 11 years of waiting ended when Los Angeles Rams running back Eric Dickerson entered the 2,000-yard club in 1984. But he didn't just join the club, he took it over as its leader. Dickerson rushed for 2,105 yards, setting a single-season record that has stood for over 40 years and still stands today in December of 2025. In a 16-game season, Dickerson averaged 131.6 rushing yards per game on 379 carries, which remains the most carries in a single season. His consistency was supernatural, with week after week of elite production. Dickerson averaged 5.6 yards per carry and scored 14 touchdowns. What's remarkable is that he didn't win MVP that year, but he became a Hall of Famer and won Offensive Player of the Year after the 1986 season. His 2,105-yard record remains untouched, proving that this achievement transcends generations. Dickerson's season represents not just excellence, but absolute dominance that no one has matched in 4 decades. Number 3. Barry Sanders, the late bloomer. At 29 years old, Detroit Lions running back Barry Sanders was considered past his prime by many analysts in professional football, but the Hall of Famer had other plans. In 1997, Sanders rushed for 2,053 yards and proved that age is just a number when you possess elite talent and determination. What makes Sanders' achievement extraordinary is his slow start to the season. He had only 53 rushing yards through the first 2 games, but then something clicked. Sanders ran for over 100 yards or more in every single game for the next 14 consecutive weeks. That's not just a hot streak, that's supernatural consistency. He averaged 6.1 yards per carry, won co-MVP honors with Brett Favre, and earned Offensive Player of the Year. Sanders had 216 yards in his best game that season. The Detroit Lions running back proved that experience, skill, and relentless work ethic could overcome any obstacle. Number 4. Terrell Davis, the touchdown king. Denver Broncos running back Terrell Davis holds a distinction that separates him from every other 2,000-yard rusher in history. He scored 21 rushing touchdowns in his 2,000-yard season. No other member of the club has ever had more than 17 touchdowns. In 1998, Davis rushed for 2,008 yards on 392 carries, averaging 125.5 yards per game. Davis reached the 1,000-yard mark in just 7 games, showing early dominance that would carry throughout the season. What makes Davis even more special is that he was part of a winning team that won the Super Bowl that very year. Davis won MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, and the championship ring, becoming a first-ballot Hall of Famer. His 208-yard best game that season showcased his explosive ability. Davis represents the complete package: production, scoring, and ultimate team success on the biggest stage. Number 5. Jamal Lewis, the Baltimore Beast. Baltimore Ravens running back Jamal Lewis became the 5th member of the 2,000-yard club in 2003 with 2,066 rushing yards, the 3rd highest total in NFL history at the time. Lewis was an absolute force that season, combining power and speed in a way that defenses simply could not stop. What makes Lewis truly legendary is his historic performance against the Cleveland Browns. On September 14, 2003, Lewis rushed for 295 yards in a single game, setting an NFL record that stood for years. He followed that up with another dominant performance against the same team later that season. Lewis averaged 129.1 yards per game and helped the Ravens win the AFC North Division title. He earned Pro Bowl honors and was named the NFL Offensive Player of the Year. Lewis proved that with the right combination of talent, determination, and opportunity, a running back could dominate an entire league for an entire season. Number 6. Chris Johnson, the speedster. Tennessee Titans running back Chris Johnson burst onto the scene in 2009 with 2,006 rushing yards, averaging 125.4 yards per game. CJ2K was lightning in a bottle that season, averaging 5.6 yards per carry on 358 attempts. What separates Johnson from other 2,000-yard rushers is his all-around impact on the offense. He set an NFL record with 2,509 total yards from scrimmage in a single season, a record that still stands today. Johnson scored 14 touchdowns and had a best single game of 228 yards. He won Offensive Player of the Year and became the first Titans player to join this exclusive club. Johnson's achievement was about explosiveness and versatility. He wasn't just a power runner, he was a complete weapon in the entire offense. His 2009 season remains one of the most dynamic and efficient 2-yard campaigns in NFL history. Number 7. Adrian Peterson, the comeback warrior. Minnesota Vikings running back Adrian Peterson accomplished something that no other 2,000-yard rusher has ever done. He rushed for 2,097 yards after having reconstructive knee surgery the previous season. Peterson tore 2 ligaments in his left knee in 2011, and doctors said his career might be over. But Peterson was relentless. In 2012, just 8 yards short of Eric Dickerson's 40-year-old record, Peterson finished with 2,097 yards on 348 carries, averaging 6 yards per carry and 131.1 yards per game. He scored 12 touchdowns with a best game of 212 yards. Peterson won MVP, Offensive Player of the Year, and finished second in overall MVP voting despite missing most of the prior season. His comeback became one of the most inspiring narratives in NFL history, a testament to human determination, medical science, and athletic excellence. Peterson remains one of only 4 players in the club to win the MVP award. Number 8. Derrick Henry, the Titan. On January 3, 2021, Tennessee Titans running back Derrick Henry became the 8th member of the 2,000-yard club with 2,027 rushing yards. Henry made Tennessee the first franchise to have multiple 2,000-yard rushers, joining Chris Johnson. At 6'3" and 247 pounds, Henry was a battering ram that season, running over defenders night after night. He rushed for 2,027 yards on 378 carries, averaging 5.4 yards per carry and 126.7 rushing yards per game. Henry scored 17 rushing touchdowns and had a monster 250-yard game. He won Offensive Player of the Year. What made Henry's season special was his power and physical dominance. He wasn't just gaining yards, he was punishing defenders and imposing his will on the game. Henry's 2020 season remains one of the most physically dominant rushing campaigns ever recorded in professional football history. Number 9. Saquon Barkley, the new king. Philadelphia Eagles running back Saquon Barkley became the 9th and newest member of the 2,000-yard club in 2024, with over 2,000 rushing yards. What makes Barkley's achievement historically unique is that he's the first player in NFL history to rush for 2,000 yards with a team different from the one that drafted him. After spending his first 6 seasons with the New York Giants, Barkley signed with the Eagles as a free agent and immediately became the centerpiece of their offense, behind one of the best offensive lines in football. Barkley showcased the explosive ability that made him the 2nd overall pick in 2018. He combined elite speed, power, and vision to dominate defenses week after week. Barkley won Offensive Player of the Year and proved that a change of scenery can unlock a player's true potential. His 2024 season will be remembered as one of the greatest free agent signings in NFL history. Which of these 9 legendary running backs had the most impressive 2,000-yard season? Drop your opinion in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell for more exclusive NFL history.